it's been roasting in the UK as we head towards the end of May, and some things have done amazingly well, and some things have just suffered. So I thought I'd just take a few little notes to myself. Now, I decided to do this year but tomatoes and cucumbers later. I always did them first weekend or first day of the month, roughly around that time of March, on the windowsill in the house, and then by the time I hit May, beginning of May, they'd be all potted on in the greenhouse, at least, sometimes if not sooner, the weather being nicer. And I thought this year I'll do it later because I wanted to see if I could get away with not putting them on the windowsills, not bringing soil into the house, not causing mess for the family, and keep my gardening to the greenhouse. And I did that, and it worked okay. But it also coincided with me using peat-free compost for the first time, and I think the two things combined didn't really work well for me. I had quite a few plants got rotted off, a couple of them being eaten by slugs, just didn't look healthy. And if you look back at some of the cucumber tomato videos I've done, you can see it explains all in that. Since I've potted them all on into some good quality compost, they've really thrived, and they're kicking on now as a sort of good plants, probably 3 or 4 inches in height, but they're nowhere near what I'd had previously. Now, previously, come the beginning of June, first 2 weeks in June, I always put mine into the grow bags, into the greenhouse in position. Sometimes even earlier than that, if the weather's been nice. And there's a video that I've got, I think from last year on the channel, which shows me picking cucumbers the first week in June. Now, it's coming towards the end of May now, I'm on the 27th today, and I'm absolutely nowhere near. I'll do well, I think, to get all the cucumbers and tomatoes in the grow bags come the end of June, which is what I'm hoping for. It might be a blessing in disguise, and I might find myself in a position where, come the end of the summer, I've still got cucumbers and tomatoes growing. I did have a tendency where the cucumbers finished a bit early, leaving me with the cucumbers first and tomatoes second. Maybe this is a benefit and I get both at the same time. We will see. So that's one observation. Other things that I've done amazingly well is the borders, the roses and the hydrangeas. I planted them all in last year, and they've just rocketed away. Tons of new growth, really healthy. I did get about 4 weeks ago, a few little aphids kicking around. Didn't last very long. Treated the plants. I've got a lot of ladybirds in the garden this year. I've had lots of nesting birds in the garden nearby, and that seems to have dealt with it. So I'm pleased with that. Things like the lupins have been fantastic. The alliums have been great. It worked. Taking some of the alliums out of the troughs and putting them in the borders, it worked. I need to do a lot more of that. I need to put a lot more into the front garden. In terms of the front garden, that's coming on great. The borders are really full. The front piece of land at the edge of the street, at the edge of the footpath as well, looks superb. It's getting into like sort of this mixed hedge, which is what I'm aiming for. I do need to get more and more colourful plants, early season colour, into there, because there's a lot of green in there at the moment, and I've just got the colour from the GMs and the Aqualegias. If I get the alliums in there, if I get some Canterbury bells in there, things like that, a few more anyway, I'll have some more colour. So there's that to work on, but I'm pleased with it. It's just I've got to get that footpath done properly, get it all raked up. I'm going to transfer all the stones from the existing footpath to the back, so I've got a space out the back over here where I can put over here, right back at the top of the garden. I've got a space where we're missing some stones. I'm going to use them all there, dig the footpath down, level it properly, get it flat, and then put some new stones down, or some, might even just go for some sort of hard base that's easy to walk on, and then now clean up all the edges, clean up all the footpath, clean all the driveway, remove all the moss, and just have a real good tidy. And that's one of the jobs of the summer that I want to do. I'm going to do. Other than that, I don't think of it. I can't really think of anything else that's gone wrong. One of the positives was having the clear out, I think, this time around. Lots of tip runs, getting rid of lots of things I hoard. Spare pots, too many spare pots, just keep a good amount. Have them all stacked properly. Greenhouse, splitting that into two, making it half the size, turning it round, putting a footpath. It's made an unbelievable difference, it really has. It just looks so much better. It's better in terms of having the border beside the greenhouse, because I can get to both sides of the border now. So now I'm really pleased with all that. Yeah, like I say, heading into the beginning of June, I'm really happy where we are. We had a lot of rain prior to May, which I think has really helped. There's a plane flying over the worst possible time. And then now we've had some heat, so I think it's helped. Only things I've had to water so far is containers, because the heat has been 30, 40, high 30s, early 40s where I am. And that's shaded on the greenhouse. That's fantastic, because everything would have frazzled inside there without putting that on, so that was another job well done. So now I've enjoyed it so far. I've enjoyed all the plants I've grown on. I'm looking forward to seeing what I'm looking forward to seeing. I think that'd be a good thing to put a little note for myself. I've grown some of the bascums for the first time, quite a lot of them actually, and they've all been potted on. They all look really healthy. I wanted to complement the foxgloves with bascums, use them around the garden, so I'm looking forward to see how they do. I've grown a lot of echinaceas. I'm going to grow in pots. The heleniums, I'm going to try and improve the amount of heleniums I've got. Rebecca's and everyone to shoot with. I've got lots of the borders that come back. And dahlias, that's one. I've got a lot of nice dahlias that I've collected over the years. I want to see how they all come back and where they are. And I'm going to think about relocating them into certain tubs where they'll stay, so I know that they are the dahlia tubs, and I can get them out and put them into positions where I want them to be. So yeah, that's just a little voiceover update, because I'm trying to do the videos, tag them in terms of what they are, geums, aqualegias, lupins, for myself, so I can easily search and go back. That's the whole purpose of this, is it's a video diary for me. I share all the videos so family can see, family watch. My family are all keen gardeners as well, so they like to watch for the ideas, see what I'm doing. And then, if anything I share helps somebody, that's great. But I don't have comments turned on, because I just don't want to get into conversations and trying to sort of have, two-way conversations about that's great, fantastic, or there's better ways of doing this. It's just a diary. I don't have time to run it as a proper channel. It's just a diary for me. And if anything I share helps anybody, or somebody sees, I got a few private messages about the flowering almond tree. Said it's a fantastic tree. They were really pleased I shared that. They've gone out and bought one off the back of the flowering almond tree. You'll see a video on that early, if you look back earlier this year. Things like that. If anything helps anybody, amazing. But this isn't about running it as a proper channel, it's just about a diary. And hence why sometimes you can see I'm trying to improve the quality. I'm trying, but sometimes my audio is terrible because I haven't got earpods in or a microphone on me. Sometimes I've talked too quietly, sometimes I mumble my way through things. I mumble for Britain sometimes. And yeah, I'm just not at that sort of place where I could do this as a proper channel. So yeah, hopefully that explains it for a few people who might wonder why comments are off, or wonder why sometimes the video, the quality's better than others, or the audio's better than others. But it's just me, just my diary.